they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James.
Nah, I'm just once I finish this game up, sure. Probably probably get on the other game. Probably get on
you were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Nah, I'm sitting here. I'm hold on. Yeah, nah, but hold on. Nah, hold on, bro. Let me do this real quick before I end up. I'll tell you why it's pit.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog.
Yeah, nah, what I'm saying is I'm gonna go in and out of muting my shit, bro, cause right now, people, cause I gotta broadcast my game right now on YouTube, they listening to me.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the
Nah, they can't hear you though, they can hear me.
All right, Coach. First,
I know it gotta
back
be a
in
way to
2008. There's a look at
mute it, but
Lucas
I don't know
Oil
how.
Stadium here in downtown.
Cause what happened was I got
Today,
my phone earpiece in my ear, so I gotta broadcast, so I had to go to the YouTube video, and I hear myself in my other ear talking, but it's like a delay. So everything I was saying to you, that's coming through my other ear like 5 seconds later.
Comes out to the 25-yard line.
So I was confusing myself. Nah, it just started.
Now a carry for the shifty Deion Lewis. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
You know you start.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They're certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14.
Yeah, I know he was on there.
Mariota. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. For man, it's Andrew Luck.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Daquan Jones in on the tackle there. And on this offensive unit, one guy that's proven himself early in the NFL is Eric Ebron.
A very reliable target for a quarterback. They always love tight ends because they're right in their sight lines. If you get it to this guy, though, he can take it the distance.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Luck. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. Against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now it's long. It's complete to Grant. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his... And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Cameron Meredith, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. A second down run with Lewis. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Well, they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. From the 39, Luck. And that is incomplete here. Trying to get that one to his running back, Marlon Mack. And it's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle is going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 17-yard line.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He may try and run for this.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
First carry for Spencer Ware. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. So give him the first down. First and goal after a pickup of 4. And the decision to go for it pays off.
Here we go. First and goal.
They'll run here with Mack. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. On second down, it's Ware. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This Titan defense, they just will not give in easily. Looking for another stop, third and goal. Out of the gun, Luck. The quick slant caught. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be fourth and goal. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they contemplate what to do on fourth and goal. They converted once earlier on this opening drive, but now comes a big test. Fourth and goal. Throwing is Luck. And that is going to be incomplete. They're turned away on fourth and goal. And the Titans defense will celebrate the goal line stand. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again.
Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
We got this.
Here is Andrew Luck, the focus of our players. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time, they had it fourth and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Indy. 51 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a second down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. Luck. Funches has it complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with second and goal coming up. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Now Luck on third and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, baby.
You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
They will run with Ware. And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. Ware stops short on 4th and goal. And the Titans defense will celebrate the goal line stand. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
Now Lewis here on 1st down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. To throw Mariota. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Marlon Mack now heading back out there. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they'll search for that patience here now. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for Indy. 58 yards. That pass was heavily defended on 3rd down, but you know what? He's one of the best in the league at body control, and he showed you why there.
So what that tells you is that the guy throwing the football understands his guys, doesn't he? Give them a chance, put it up there, and realize that even in a battle, they're more than likely to come down with the football.
Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. To throw again on 2nd down. Luck. Campbell making the catch. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Harris Campbell, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination. But the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
Point after, right down the middle. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Taking it about the 16. Nifty move. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout.
Mario.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw. Luck. He sets to fire deep.
Mario.
And that's going to be incomplete.
I don't like it. I mean, it's like, when an update comes, I'm just like, oh, well, what could it be this time?
Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
What we got?
On 3rd down, a run by Mack. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts.
Oh, no, I was seeing if
as
he
they'll
still
head to
in.
the sideline and talk over what to do next. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It was Justin Houston who got him down. Mariota. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete. Sean Lee, the linebacker, able to get a hand in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
This is taken around the 12. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get in the field goal range. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Luck. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
3rd and long, it's Luck. Looking for Campbell downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now Luck. And he's got his tight end. That's Ebron, and it's a Colt touchdown. That's 3 touchdown passes now for Andrew Luck. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've come to halftime after. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Here's Luck. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Luck. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 26. They'll run on first down. It's Mack, and this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
And that's where this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
The throw by Luck complete to his tight end, Ebron. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle 1st and 10 at their own 18. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Mariota. And that's incomplete. The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And now it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mariota. Uncorks one for Davis. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. Andrew Luck now, he gears up to lead this offense again. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind, it's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side, and he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Love. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. That'll bring up 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, Locke. This goes to Mack on the check down. They showed a little athletic juke, but then the daylight quickly closed. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. And he hits his tight end, Ebro. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. Throwing again on 2nd down. Luck. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Following the interception here, Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Mariota. And that will be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Taken in at the 22. A great return there of 22 yards. Andrew Luck and company heading back onto the field. And I'm just wondering, how many yards is he going to throw for? We're only in the third quarter. He's just thrown for a ton.
You have your abacus here?
What?
Your abacus?
I thought you said like Atticus Finch.
No, we're not getting that deep, but counting this up, we might need a few extra people in here because the yardage he's piling up, the way that he's playing, it's a lot of fun to watch. I can't wait to see what he does next.
We'll see what he does here on this drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Luck. Ebron caught left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Harris Campbell, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing, Mariota. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Mariota now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Throwing is Mariota. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. To the air again, Mariota. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Titans on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Mariota again. And that is incomplete. This one winding toward a conclusion, and how would you assess how the secondary has played?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game, it's been the secondary. That was the latest example.
Yeah, they've been solid. Really, the whole defense has been solid, still pitching a shutout. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. Skirts by him at the 35. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards on the play. 1st down.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Luck now to throw. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now Mack. Some nifty running, but it only gets him to the 45.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now Luck. And he connects with Ebron. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 43. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice, and he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment, stay focused on the task.
And he's got him in the driver's seat here in the 4th quarter. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On the run, it's Ware. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Ebron's got it. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here. 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. Gonna throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mariota completes it to Davis. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. It's caught by Davis. And he is tackled inside the 40, not to the 35. 17 yards on that play for the Titans. It's caught. Humphreys. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mariota, and his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver, Taywan Taylor, 3rd down here. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. They'll throw again. Mariota, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Here's Brett Kern now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, Why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is Love. Looking for Campbell downfield. And it's incomplete. We're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Colts, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now.